Today we return to Love and Basketball, the emotional love story between a basketball player and Quincy, the young man who wears his heart on his sleeve. Let's uncover the real lives of the actors behind Monica, Quincy, Camille, and Sidra, along with the meaningful lessons each character leaves behind. If you found this content interesting, drop a comment with 1. If not, leave a comment with 0. Don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss more exciting videos. Let's explore these haunting truths together and pay tribute to what they've left behind. First, let's take a look back at the younger version of Quincy McCall, played by Glendon Chapman. Quincy was the basketball-loving kid next door, always eager to hang out and shoot hoops with his friends. But he wasn't just any ordinary kid. Growing up in a well-off family, living in a big house with his parents, his father even playing professionally for the Clippers, Quincy still carried himself with humility and resilience. Despite being surrounded by comfort, he never turned spoiled. Those little lollipops were his small treasures, keeping him grounded, strong, and focused. However, that strength sometimes showed in unexpected ways, especially in his interactions with Monica, the girl next door. He could come off a little rough, but in reality it was just his awkward way of handling those first sparks of special feelings. The moment Quincy shyly asked Monica to be his girlfriend was truly unforgettable. Innocent, genuine, and full of raw emotion, it reminded viewers of the pure youthful crushes we've all experienced. At the time, Glendon Chapman was only 14 years old, yet he brought the role to life with such natural charm and authenticity. Before Love and Basketball, Glendon had already appeared in shows like In the House and The Jamie Foxx Show, hinting at his budding talent. After the film, his career didn't skyrocket, as some might have expected, but Glendon has always taken pride in the lasting impact that role had on his life. Today, at 39 years old, he may have moved on from the spotlight, but to audiences, he'll forever be remembered as the boy with the smooth jump shot and the tender affection for the girl next door. Next up, we have the girl next door, Monica Wright, played by Kyla Pratt. From the very first moment we meet her, Monica isn't in the kitchen with her mom, or playing with dolls like other girls her age. No, she shows up on the basketball court, hair tied back, sneakers laced ready to run with Quincy and his friends. But Monica doesn't just play, she dominates. When the boys try to play rough, most girls would walk away. Not Monica. She gets back up, brushes herself off, and proves she's here to win. That fire, that competitive spirit, that's Monica through and through. And just when you think she's just another neighborhood girl, boom, you realize she's actually Quincy's next-door neighbor. That's when their game truly begins. Kyla Pratt, who brought young Monica to life, was only 14 at the time, but already an up-and-coming star. She had appeared in The Babysitters Club and made her mark alongside Eddie Murphy in Dr. Dolittle. Even then, audiences could see the undeniable spark she carried on screen. After Love and Basketball, Kyla's career kept soaring. She shined again in Dr. Dolittle, brought laughs in Fat Albert, and continued landing roles that showcased her range. On television, if you grew up in the early 2000s, you'll definitely remember her from the hit sitcom One-on-One, where Kyla absolutely owned the role and made it unforgettable. Today, Kyla is 38, married, and a proud mom of 2 beautiful daughters. Honestly, she's still glowing, and 38 looks amazing on her. As Monica Wright grew older in the film, she pursued her basketball career at Crenshaw High, showing strength, focus, and the kind of life experiences that shaped who she was destined to become. No one could bring adult Monica to life better than Sanaa Lathan. Monica wasn't just about skill on the court, she had heart, but she also carried her own pain. Growing up in a family where she never truly felt seen wasn't easy. Her mother wanted her to be softer, more feminine, less aggressive, completely opposite of who Monica was and what she inherited from her father. Monica didn't play basketball just for fun. She poured everything into it, fighting for that UCLA scholarship and to prove her worth. But that fiery temper, that relentless flame inside Monica, kept turning everything upside down. She wasn't just mad at the refs. She was mad at the world, mad at everyone trying to box her in. And Quincy, oh boy, don't even get me started. Watching those scenes again, you can feel just how deeply Monica loved him. You can also see her fighting so hard for their relationship, even when Quincy wasn't giving her the same energy back. She poured every bit of that emotion onto the screen like a true pro, making audiences just want her to catch a break. Sanaa Lathan embodied Monica flawlessly, bringing all her pain, strength, and vulnerability to life. She was 29 at the time, and she absolutely nailed the role. Before Love and Basketball, Sanaa had kicked off her career with Drive in 1997, followed by Blade in 1998. By 1999, she was already delivering hits with Life the Wood and The Best Man. Sanaa wasn't just acting. She was making bold statements with her presence. She went on to impress in films like Disappearing Acts and Brown Sugar, while also holding her own on television, elevating every project she touched. Today at 53, Sanaa Lathan still shines, still thrives. No matter what roles she takes on next for many fans, she'll always be Monica Wright, the woman who showed us how to love fiercely, fight passionately, and stay true to herself in a world that tries to mold you. Next up, let's talk about Monica's mother, Camille Wright, played by the legendary Alfre Woodard. Now listen, not every mom is perfect, and Camille is no exception. She's the classic homemaker, elegant, composed, always proper, yet someone who often dims her own light. Camille set aside her personal dreams to hold the family together, but in doing so, she sometimes forgot how to truly connect with her daughter. When Monica was chasing her basketball dreams and that UCLA scholarship, her mother hoped she'd be softer, more feminine, more like her older sister. Imagine your daughter playing thousands of games, and you only show up for a handful of them. Still, Camille had her small, tender moments, like when she gave Monica a necklace before the school dance. And one of the most unforgettable scenes came when Monica was heartbroken over Quincy. Camille finally told her daughter to fight for her love. That was the first time we saw her let go of judgment, stepping fully into motherhood and showing genuine love. Alfre Woodard, the powerhouse who brought all of that to life, was already a force long before Love and Basketball. From dramas to biopics, she's conquered every genre while collecting prestigious awards along the way. Today at 72, Alfre Woodard remains as dynamic as ever, still an undeniable cultural icon who doesn't just play characters, but breathes real emotion into them. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more, don't forget to share the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our exciting content. Let's keep exploring together right now. Every daughter needs a supportive father to lean on, but Nathan Wright, played by Harry Lennix, was far from that figure. He embodied the old-school dad mindset, believing basketball wasn't something a girl should invest her time in. In reality, he rarely acknowledged Monica's passion for the game. Worse, he often nodded along with his wife's decisions, staying silent and absent during the moments that mattered most. Nathan could have been the anchor of the family, the one to look his daughter in the eyes and say, "You can do anything." But he never did. When Monica finally rose to success, becoming the standout basketball player she was meant to be, Nathan showed up with a proud smile, leaning on her achievements. It underscored a painful truth. Every daughter deserves a father who believes in her from the very beginning, not just when the cameras start rolling. Harry Lennix was 36 when he stepped into the role of Nathan Wright. Long before Love and Basketball, he had already made his mark with the cult classic The Five Heartbeats 1991. Audiences might also remember him from Mo Money Clockers and Get on the Bus films that helped define the cinematic landscape of the 90s in their own unique ways. From there, Harry built an expansive career, appearing in more than 40 films and television projects, establishing himself as one of the most versatile and respected actors of his generation. On television, he held his ground in Dollhouse, and especially in The Blacklist, proving that he was far more than just a supporting actor. He was a force. Today, at 60, Harry Lennix remains active in the industry, bringing depth and nuance to every role he takes on, whether it's a government official or a complicated father figure. For the generation that grew up with Love and Basketball, he will always be remembered as the father who could have done better. Nathan Wright was the man who should have balanced the family and believed in his daughter from the start. But instead, he only showed up with a proud smile once Monica had already made it. If there's anyone who matches Monica's passion and ambition, it's Quincy McCall, played by Omar Epps. This was actually the second time Omar portrayed a character named Quincy, following his debut role in Juice, 1992. In Love and Basketball, Quincy comes from a privileged background, the son of a professional player raised under the weight of expectations and fame. By the time he reached high school, Quincy had already become a star on the court. He knew the game, carried himself with confidence and charm, and naturally drew the attention of girls around him. Yet his ego often got in the way, brushing Monica off as if she didn't matter. At times, he even forced her to choose between him and her dream, one of the most heartbreaking moments in their story. Quincy lashed out at Monica as if trying to prove a point, even though all she was doing was chasing her passion. Omar Epps delivered a remarkable performance, giving Quincy depth and complexity, charming yet vulnerable, proud yet immature. Before this, he had already made a name for himself with standout roles in Juice Higher Learning, The Mod Squad, and The Wood. At 27, during the filming of Love and Basketball, his on-screen chemistry with Sanaa Lathan created some of the film's most powerful and emotional moments. Off-screen, Omar married Kesha Spivey from the R&B group Total, and together they have 2 children. Now 51, he continues to stay active in Hollywood, shining both on television and the big screen. For many, he will forever be remembered as Quincy McCall, the talented and confident basketball player whose vulnerabilities made him unforgettable. Next, let's talk about Zeke McCall, Quincy's father, played by Dennis Haysbert. Zeke is the picture of a traditional man, strong, dependable, and determined to provide for his family while pushing his son toward greatness. He became a father at just 19, and although life came at him fast, he stepped up, got married, and worked hard to give his wife and child the comfortable life many dream of. But Zeke is far from perfect. Behind the nice house, flashy car, and financial stability, he carried a flaw that would shake everything: his infidelity. When Quincy discovered the truth, it changed the way he saw not only his father, but also the meaning of trust and family. However, Zeke wasn't all bad. He taught his son that the word can't should never exist in his vocabulary, pushing Quincy to believe he could achieve the impossible both on the court and in life. Though Zeke made it to the pros, he often wondered what his life might have been like if he'd gone to college and taken a different path. That regret became fuel for how hard he drove Quincy, urging him not only to play basketball, but also to learn, grow, and build something bigger than the game itself. Dennis Haysbert, then 46, brought real depth and weight to the role, making Zeke both flawed and unforgettable. Before Love and Basketball, Dennis Haysbert had already made a name for himself with memorable roles in classic TV shows like Laverne and Shirley Off the Rack and The Young and the Restless. After the film, he continued to shine both on-screen and as a voice actor, with his deep, commanding voice becoming instantly recognizable. One of his most iconic performances came as President David Palmer on 24/4, a role that solidified his status as a powerhouse actor. Today at 70, Dennis Haysbert remains active and respected, a true legend in the entertainment industry. Standing beside Zeke was always Nona McCall, played by Debbie Morgan. On the surface, Nona had everything people usually associate with happiness: a nice car, a big house, sparkling jewelry. But life was far from perfect. Her husband Zeke had been unfaithful, leaving her to face the quiet loneliness behind the luxury. Still, Nona never let that pain spill over onto Quincy. She carried herself with grace, kept her head high, and was there with wisdom whenever her son needed guidance. The moments when she warned Quincy about the women who would chase him once he entered the league captured both her depth and her experience as a mother. Debbie Morgan was 44 when she took on the role of Nona, already established as a legend in black television. She rose to fame with her Emmy-winning performance in All My Children, and her career only grew stronger from there. Debbie appeared in a wide range of films and shows, including Generations, Good Times, What's Happening, Boston Public, and Charmed. She consistently brought honesty, calmness, and strength to every role she played. Today at 68, Debbie Morgan is still active in the industry, continuing to inspire through her craft and standing as a testament to a life lived with resilience, richness, and meaning. Next, we have Lena Wright, played by Regina Hall. Lena is Monica's older sister, and when you put them side by side, the contrast is striking. While Monica is all about basketball, sweat, and sneakers, Lena gravitates toward lipstick, curly hair, and everything feminine. She's the type of girl who loves dressing up, doing her makeup, and occasionally getting caught up in a bit of gossip. Still, despite their differences, Lena deeply loves her sister, and that bond shines through in one of the film's warmest and most heartfelt moments. When the school dance takes place, Lena doesn't just let Monica show up in her usual tomboy style. She sets her up with a college guy and gives her a complete makeover. The moment Monica walks down the stairs glowing and beautiful feels truly magical. For the first time, audiences see her not only as a tough basketball player, but also as a stunning young woman. At the time, Regina Hall was 30 years old, and just beginning her journey in film following her first role in The Best Man. Although Lena wasn't the biggest role, Regina made sure audiences remembered her. After Love and Basketball, she continued to solidify her name with films like Paid in Full Death at a Funeral, Think Like a Man and Girls Trip. On the small screen, she was just as powerful, appearing in Ally McBeal, Real Husbands of Hollywood, and Black Monday. Today, at 54, Regina Hall still shines with charm, wit, and timeless beauty, truly a gem of the culture. Now let's talk about Jason Monica's spring dance date, played by Boris Kodjoe. Jason is the tall, charming guy, the kind every high school girl dreams of taking to the big dance. In reality, he's a bit shallow, but in that moment, he's exactly who Monica needs to help her turn the page. The scene isn't just about the dress or the date. It's about Monica realizing she can step out, embrace her femininity, and be seen in a whole new light. At 27, Boris Kodjoe made his film debut in Love and Basketball, and even in a small role, he left a lasting impression. There's something about the way he appeared on screen that seemed to say, "You're going to be seeing a lot more of me." And that turned out to be true. Boris went on to star in films like Brown Sugar and Family Reunion, while also showing off his comedic side in Real Husbands of Hollywood. Off-screen, he and his wife, actress Nicole Ari Parker, have become one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. Today, at 52, Boris Kodjoe is still happily married to Nicole and continues to build his career in the industry. It's fascinating to look back at how he started as just a prom date and grew into a grounded leading man, proof that sometimes the smallest roles open the door to something much bigger. When Quincy rose to high school stardom, it was as if a whole new world opened up for him. Every girl wanted a piece of his attention, and one of them was Shawnee, played by Gabrielle Union. Shawnee was bold, straight out of Crenshaw, and never shy about showing her feelings both literally and figuratively. She fell hard for Quincy and was more than ready to give him her all. In fact, she even wrote a note and asked Monica to deliver it to him. Can you imagine being in love with someone only to have to pass along another girl's love letter to him? Monica must have been absolutely torn inside. At 28, Gabrielle Union took on the role of Shawnee and cemented her place in the acting world. Her career had kicked off back in the 1990s with roles in Saved by the Bell and Seventh Heaven. Though her screen time in Love and Basketball was brief, she still managed to shine. That same year, she made a lasting impression with Bring It On and U.S. Marshals, catapulting her into the A-list. From there, Gabrielle kept building her legacy with films like Toucan Play That Game, Deliver Us, from Eva Breaking All the Rules and Think Like a Man helping shape the landscape of early 2000s, Hollywood for black actresses. Today, at 52, Gabrielle Union remains a powerhouse, an actress, producer, author, and activist who continues to inspire. And then there's Felicia, yet another girl who fell for Quincy, played by Char Jackson. Felicia was the neighborhood crush, one of Quincy's many teenage flings. Quincy even worried about his mom catching him with her, which says a lot about the kind of thrill she brought into his life. Char slipped into the role with ease, and the kiss between Felicia and Quincy was fiery. But what made it unforgettable was Monica secretly watching through the window, her heart breaking as she saw the boy she loved wrapped up in someone else. That moment hit hard, allowing the audience to feel Monica's pain right alongside her. At the time, Char was 24 and had already built an impressive resume in both film and television with roles in CB4 Good Burger and hit sitcoms like Hanging with Mr. Cooper, The Parenthood, and Moesha. After Love and Basketball, she decided to step back from the spotlight and focus on raising her family. More recently, she's drawn attention for her personal health journey, celebrating a successful weight loss transformation. Today, at 48, Char Jackson is married and a proud mother of 4. While no longer at the center of Hollywood, she still shines in her own way, remembered fondly by audiences for the characters she brought to life. Next up, we have Sidra O'Neill, played by Erica Ringor, a tough and outspoken basketball player from UCLA. When Monica first meets her, Sidra already has a firm spot on the women's team and makes it clear she's not about to give it up. She lets Monica know straight out that she won't be replaced. But life has its twists. After Sidra suffers an injury, Monica steps up, and what began as tension slowly shifts into mutual respect. By the end, they've become true teammates. Sidra may be tough, but she's also grounded and highly professional. At 26, Erica Ringor brought confidence and just the right amount of boldness to the role. Love and Basketball became her breakout moment, opening the door to more opportunities. She later appeared in smaller roles in Gopher Broke 2 R. Kelly's rap opera series, Trapped in the Closet, and on TV shows like Law & Order Bosch Legacy and CSI New York. Today, at 51, Erica Ringor may not walk the red carpet often, but she continues to carry herself with unmistakable style and sophistication. Every team needs a coach, and in Love and Basketball, that role belongs to Coach Davis, played by Christine Dunford. She embodies the figure who applies pressure guides and pushes her players, especially the freshmen, just finding their footing. Sidra had already endured Davis's tough tactics, but Monica managed to stay composed and play with determination. In truth, her strictness came from recognizing potential. If Coach Davis seemed hard to please, it was only because she was determined to shape champions. Christine Dunford brought sharpness and authenticity to the role of Coach Davis. Before Love and Basketball, she appeared in projects like Reversal of Fortune 1990, Since You've Been Gone 1998, Ally McBeal, and Chicago Hope. While her exact age during filming hasn't been publicly confirmed, based on her career, she was likely in her mid to late 40s at the time. After the movie, Christine continued to take on guest roles on television, especially in crime and medical dramas, where she always left a distinctive mark. Today, she's likely in her early 60s, but regardless of age to audiences, she will always be remembered as the unforgettable Coach Davis. If you thought every girl in Quincy's life had already been introduced, don't forget Carrie, played by Monica Calhoun. Carrie represents one of the most dramatic turns in Quincy and Monica's relationship. When things between Q and Monica hit a rough patch, Quincy acted out like a young man still figuring life out, and Carrie entered the picture, adding even more complication. She wasn't just another girl. Carrie was the one Quincy held close right in front of Monica, creating an undeniably tense and painful moment. Monica Calhoun, 29, at the time brought her own charm and unique allure to the role, making Carrie a character viewers couldn't overlook. Even as a supporting role, Monica made Carrie unforgettable. Before this, she had shown in The Players Club and appeared in The Best Man, The Best Man Holiday, and The Best Man The Final Chapters. Monica Calhoun's real-life journey hasn't been easy either. In 2000, she gave birth to a son who was born blind, and since then she stepped back from Hollywood to care for him full-time. Today, at 53, Monica remains a symbol of strength, selflessness, and inspiration. After parting ways with Monica, Quincy embarked on a new chapter in his life and became a pilot. Not long after, he appeared with Kira, introduced as his fiancée with their wedding just 2 weeks away. This sudden appearance surprised both Monica and the audience, as the film barely explored Kira's character. Despite her brief presence, Kira served as a contrast to Monica, gentle, feminine, and safe. That very image unintentionally highlighted Monica's strength, stubbornness, and desire for self-assertion, creating a turning point in the stormy relationship between the two main characters. The role of Kira was played by Tyra Banks when she was just 27 years old. By then, Tyra was already familiar to audiences from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and the film Higher Learning, alongside Omar Epps. Although her screen time was brief, she made an impression with her elegance and magnetic presence. After the movie, Tyra focused on building her own career, most notably founding America's Next Top Model in 2003, a reality show that reshaped the fashion industry. Today, at 51, Tyra is a mother of one, still exuding her signature charm, remembered not only as a top supermodel, but also as a woman who built her own empire. James Duval was 35 years old when he played the reporter in Love and Basketball, already holding a stable career in Hollywood. While this role wasn't a major breakthrough, it served as an important stepping stone that helped advance his career. After the film, James continued to appear in notable projects such as Catch Me If You Can, Jurassic World, and Deepwater Horizon, cementing his lasting presence in the film industry. Today at 59, James remains active in the industry. With over 160 roles spanning film and television, he has showcased remarkable versatility, portraying characters ranging from tough lawyers to small-town police chiefs. Whether in a leading or supporting role, James consistently brings authentic energy and steadiness, helping to make every story on screen feel vivid and compelling. If you love behind-the-scenes stories and fun details about Love and Basketball, don't forget to hit like to support this video. Share it with your friends so they can relive these unforgettable moments with the characters too. And make sure to subscribe to the channel now so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching all the way through, and we'll see you in the next one.